Welcome back, everybody. James Bellini here with Terry Mikeska. First off, Mr. Mikeska, how are we doing today?
I'm doing great. Actually doing very good right now.
With the weather and everything outside, it's anytime somebody's doing good, it's probably.
Yeah, I got some exciting news and I can handle this weather, and I'm about to go in very much colder weather.
Well, let's just go ahead and talk. But actually, before we talk about that, let's talk about Nepal.
Okay.
They got hit with an earthquake, correct?
Yeah, in Nepal, a lot of people know I do the Nepal missions, and this year I'm going on my 10th year anniversary. In fact, this year I'm starting my 135th project in Nepal. They had an earthquake, just several days ago.
Right.
And I've been in contact with my friends and volunteers and that up there that I work with, and in the areas of many of the volunteers and the Rotary and the Lions Club of Women and the Leo Club and the Red Cross and that, and so far everybody's okay. But
Okay.
I think almost 100 people got killed in that certain area. But
Right.
they did feel it, in Kathmandu and some of those surrounding areas as well. It was quite scary.
But everybody who you
Yes,
been in contact
everybody
with
that I
is-
work with so far, I've been in contact with, and everybody's doing fine, and so I'm very grateful for that.
Right. Now let's talk about the other big news going on. You were playing at President Donald Trump's inauguration on January 20th.
Yes, I am playing for the inauguration that weekend. Very excited.
Let's just talk about you. We kind of talked about a little bit about it beforehand. You talked about how you just took an opportunity, and it just kind of blossomed into you're going to be there.
It's a blossom. I was always from a very early age when I was 16 and started playing, and doors started opening up for me here at Bentwood and San Angelo Country Club. And man, I was just 17, ready to go into Midland Country Club and the Plaza and just playing. The word kind of just spreads through West
Right.
Texas. I guess, at the time there wasn't a lot of cocktail pianists. I don't think there still is a lot. There's a few of us here, and some very good ones too. But it's just one of those things. I never did really have a band or a trio. It was just me because I found it easier to maneuver and to go on the spur of the moment.
Right.
Than-
Easier to pack up by
Easier to
yourself
pack
and
up
go.
and just go. And I always got my tuxedo just dry cleaned and ready just to grab and go, or grab and travel and go, whatever I need to do. So it made it easy. But yes. Big opportunity. Got that phone call back in June of this year, and I didn't say anything to anybody.
You didn't want to jinx it, right?
Huh?
You didn't
No.
want to jinx it.
Well, I was in contact with August Pfluger, and of course he had mentioned me. I may be, receiving this call, and if I didn't, here around the month of June, please let him know. I said, okay, I'll let you know. But I did receive this phone call from the department there, and went through a long interview process and a long background check process and everything. And so we had a very nice conversation, and they were just telling me about, many opportunities during the inauguration, of course, every 4 years, that they have for musicians, orchestras, bands, trios, combos, cocktail pianists. It's a lot. It's a lot going on during
Right.
that time. Although they always have musicians at the White House on weekends and different events and stuff. But so anyway, we went through the process, and of course they said, just go about your business, because we have to wait till after the election.
Right, because if you got this phone call in June,
Yeah.
they didn't know who
Yeah.
was going to win at that
Yeah,
point.
they didn't know who's going to win at that point. And of course, if it would have, been, the other side or Biden or something, he could have already had a selection of musicians and stuff that he has used in the past that he would maybe like. And so
Right.
it was kind of just waiting. And so I just went about my business and playing for events, and left, to Nepal where I do those missions, and went to work up there for a month. And then here comes the election, and boom, of course, Trump wins. And
Right.
I start thinking, I don't get nervous. I played for so many cocktail parties and events. I get excited playing
Right.
for some who's who, because I did some parties for Emmett Smith, the football player, and the Bush family, very nice family. When Governor Bush was, running for governor,
Right.
and came to San Angelo at the Cactus and did a huge, big announcement. They asked me, if I do some background music at the Cactus. And, I always do my research and kind of stuff when I play for certain people. So when I knew for that particular event I was going to have the piano by the podium, I thought, okay, now that we have internet, I need to do some research. What is the Bush family like? Okay, and so I'm researching, and George Bush Jr., George Bush Sr., and I was reading about the Crawford Ranch and all this. And so I noticed by looking at some of the songs, I thought, wow, he likes Floyd Kramer, Last Date. Well, that's easy. I know that one, and it is a very famous song, especially for that generation and our generation. Floyd Kramer was a wonderful pianist, no longer with us, but has some great music out there, and just that technique on his playing is wonderful. So yeah, that particular event, I kept thinking I got one chance. It'll either work or no one will know, because I'm not telling nobody. So here George was talking, and everybody, and they're hollering and screaming and all this, and he's getting to his final part of the speech, and then he ends it, and everyone's clapping, and I thought, now's the time. I go right into that song, and as I go into that song, he turns around. Of course, the media is trying to get him to start doing the questioning and stuff, but he tells them to hold off. He points at me down at the piano and says, "That's my song." And I said, "Really?" And he leaves the podium and comes and sits with me down at my piano.
All right.
And puts his hands on the piano. And I just keep playing his song. And he said, "How did you know my song?" I said, I just knew this was one of your family, your father's also favorite songs. And he said right away, "What are you doing tomorrow?" Well, what am I supposed to say? I'm tied up. I said, "Absolutely nothing. What can I do for you?" He said, "I have a huge cocktail party in Abilene, Texas. Would you come play for it?" I said, "Absolutely. I'll be there." He said, "Well, I'm going to get my staff right now to come talk to you. They'll get you whatever you need. You tell them what you need, and I will see you tomorrow, and I'm going to go talk to the media." And I thought, wow, it worked.
All right.
You just have to, I had to do that too when I lived in New York. There's how many hundreds of pianists in New York City, and I'm just a country boy from Wall, Texas, coming to New York. I had to get my foot in the door some of these places. I tried to go to some of these big agencies in the building, and of course I didn't have an appointment. I couldn't even get on the phone. I mean, it was hard to get an appointment, just get on this waiting list thing and all that. And I tried to go in the building, and the elevator man, and no, sorry, no, sorry, I did whatever it took.
It seems like you just, because when you were in New York, this is kind of how you said you wanted to play for the Trumps at one point.
I did. That's when the Trump Tower was being built in the late 80s, and it was opening, and I would go look at it every day when I was in the city, and of course I would go down Fifth Avenue as well, because I was playing at the Atrium Club. I think it was 115 East 57th or something, and of course the Mercedes-Benz dealership and the Rolls-Royce, and I mean, it's just in the Tiffany's that he had in the window and all that. I always said, one of these days, I'm going to play for this family.
And here it is.
I mean,
have you looked up any of Trump's favorite songs? Or?
I have been kind of looking. The thing is, during the inaugural weekend, and it kind of starts at Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and that Monday. If you just look, there is a lot of events, many events that go on. And so, again, he pops in, pops out, pops in, pops out, pops in, pops out. And so hopefully there will be that opportunity. I know that they just confirmed with me yesterday, the department on the piano for me. on the large grand. They had it tuned. They have a sound system being connected and everything to it because I'm playing for 800.
Right.
I mean, the party that I'm playing for is the one that all the pianists wanted. You know, there's a lot of great pianists in the U.S., many better than me. I mean, there's a lot of great pianists, you know, and a lot of great jazz pianists and orchestra. Of course, a lot of them read music too. I can read music a little, but I like playing by ear.
Right.
And that's what's always opened doors for me is just playing what I hear and playing by ear. So I'm excited about it. I got the piano there. There will be a lot of security, they had mentioned, and it will be for 800. And they said you are basically playing for the largest sponsors, and you are playing for the largest donors in the United States. There will be 800. They basically said you are performing for the private jetters. So I kept thinking, wow, how many
So
of those?
Elon will probably be there.
So I kept thinking, I keep seeing that picture of Elon with his son on his shoulders, and I kept thinking, you know, and they said you're going to recognize several people there. I mean, there's a lot of people that gave some very large contributions to the inauguration, including Mark Zuckerberg. I mean, you know, he gave $1 million plus to Trump. There was a bunch of them that's been going to Mar-a-Lago, meeting with Trump and making some very large contributions. Anyway, so that's the party I'm playing for. And so, yeah, it'll be many of governors there and senators as well, and people from the White House. And they said security, you know, will be quite tight. And but they ready... after they confirmed me for this event, I mean, I was happy to play for anything, whether it was a party for 20 or, you know, 800. But to get the biggest party, the biggest big cocktail party, I'm thrilled. I'm just blessed, and I'm very excited about it. And so, yeah, I leave the end of next week, and, you know, it didn't take them no time. Airline ticket is done, and hotel is done, and got an email yesterday evening. Is there anything else you need? I mean, so we have the piano there. The piano is tuned. The sound system is being set up. And I got yesterday evening another email from the department. Anything else you need, just let us know. Anything.
Now, earlier you said you asked for a picture with Abbott when you did.
Well, yeah,
for a picture with Trump?
I tell you what, that was the thing. When I played for Greg Abbott, you know, asking Drew Darby's wife, Carissa, when she said, anything you need? I said, can I get a photo? That's easy. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see, you know, about this.
Trump will probably be pretty busy that weekend.
Yeah, I know. And he is. He's under a lot of... I mean, look at everything. He's at the Carter funeral today. I mean, he's at the Carter funeral. He was all this morning on TV, and there was also Bush Jr. and the Clintons, you know, Obama. I mean,
everybody was there.
They were all there in those first two rows, and many going back. So very busy during this time, and all the stuff going on, you know, with him in New York, and then his stuff at Mar-a-Lago. It's just been nonstop, 7 days a week, with people he's meeting with and things he's getting ready to do. So yes, you know, he's going to be tired and exhausted, I'm sure. You sometimes would never tell. I mean, he's just go, 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 go. And so, yeah, I'm ready to go. One thing I have to say is, one thing I like about the way I play piano is because I play by ear. I don't need to look at my hands. I can play and talk and don't even mix the conversation with what I'm playing. So it gives me an opportunity to keep my eyes out and look around. But I guarantee if I saw Elon Musk walk by, I'm not shy. Hey, Elon, come here, please. Just 1 second.
I mean,
just throw my camera. Sit down with me just for a second. Can I have a picture? I mean, you know, it's just things like that. I mean, it helps build up your portfolio. Even at my age, I mean, I still have some things on my bucket list that I want to do, but this is one of the big ones I've been wanting to do. And, of course, being Trump, you know, very meaningful to me, as I did, you know, Bush, when he was also running for governor and president, and very dear family there as well, and invited me to other events to play for. But, you know, it was Trump's first wife that helped me with a job when I was in New York, when I wrote that letter to her in Czech so no one else could read it. It got her attention, and I got that job in Atlantic City. And, it's just doing little things off the beaten path. I had to get a name badge and some flowers one time just to pretend I'm making a delivery to just get my foot in the door in New York. It is a tough market. I don't care if you're a musician or if you're a model or what you are. It's a lot of competition.
But it seems like you just didn't just take an opportunity when you saw it, but you made the most out
of it.
Yes. Like writing the letter in Czech.
Yes, I always try to make...
looking at Bush's song and everything.
Yeah, I always, even during this inaugural, I've been looking and going online and thinking, man, who could possibly I see there? Well, they said all the movers and shakers, so I guess that's going to be a lot. But kind of just looking and seeing and making me some little notes and stuff with my little list. I don't need no music, so I just need a list of a few hundred songs I'll take. I don't know how many I'll play, but I'll kind of look at the crowd. That's how I base it. I look at the age group and look at the crowd and kind of give that mixed as far as the music. And that's what they like about it. They didn't have to give me no typical instructions on what exactly I had to play or whatever. Right. The recommendations they received from August Pfluger and that says just let him do his thing. Just let him do his thing. And so that's what they're doing. They're just letting me do my thing, and I'm just excited. I mean, maybe, hopefully, I can take pictures as well, and I'll have my phone with me. But, it's going to be interesting, and I'll definitely share with y'all.
Oh, absolutely.
I'll definitely share with y'all and tag up there if I have some really great opportunities for some photos. And, people are usually very okay with taking photos and that. They understand,
Well, I mean, if they're movers and shakers and
they're movers,
big-time people.
And that's the thing about this thing. They said this thing is going to be packed with movers and shakers. It's not like bodyguards that they're going to have. Everything's going to be done through security and that, and everyone's going to be just kind of free socializing and everything for this big event. So, it's a black tie. It's all tuxedos. It's black tie. And so we're very excited about it. I'm very excited about it. And, of course, again, very blessed to have this opportunity, So we'll see if it goes from there, because Trump will be in the office for another 4 years. And, of course, as I mentioned, August and that, keep me on that list. You already got my background stuff. Keep me on that list. I mean, I can hop on a plane. I mean, we have at least 3 flights a day out of here, to Dallas. So I got at least 3 chances. I mean, give me an hour and a half to grab my tux and run to the airport. So yeah, I'm looking for other opportunities too in the next 4 years. I talked about August. Just get your foot in the door. Get your foot in the door and get it there, and then it kind of just will go from here. And I said, well, look, I'm very, very grateful, very thankful for the opportunity. So I'm very excited.
All right. Well, we're excited for you, man.
Well, thank you.
It sounds great. If you see Elon tell me we want a Tesla factory here in San Angelo.
Yeah.
Mr. Mikeska, thank you for coming by today.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm very excited, and what great work and a job y'all do here in the community and surrounding communities and everything.
Well, we
with
appreciate
the news
that.
And keeping us up to date with everything from weather and accidents and things to avoid and great stories that go on in the community. So y'all have done an awesome job.
Man, well, we appreciate that.
Well,
thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Back to you.